beneath the door of her mother's bedroom. She was up, had undoubtedly heard it all. Probably had been sitting up on the edge of her bed, brain blazing with worry. Mary climbed into bed, reached for her phone, sent her mother a text. "He's home." Her mother had replied instantly. "'Kay." Minutes passed. Mary rolled, flipped her pillow, strained to hear sounds in the silence of the house. What she wanted to hear was beyond her capacity. The sound of air pushed past lips, the liquid thrum and swoosh of a heart pumping in a room down the hall of this house of secrets. So Mary rose and went to her brother's room. She pushed open the bedroom door. It was too dark to see, so she flicked on a closet light, opened that door a few inches, the weak light spilling across the carpet. Jonny was sprawled on top of his bed, designer sneakers still on his feet. He hadn't bothered to crawl under the covers. Dead to the world. Zonked. Stoned. High. Toasted. Wasted. Whatever. She approached him, bent down, and listened. He's alive. Mary felt an urge to kiss him on the cheek. She brushed damp hair from his face. One arm, his right, was extended out and hung off the bed. She untied his shoes, rolled the socks off his feet. She found an Afghan in a sailor's trunk at the foot of the bed and pulled it over her brother's bruised and ravaged body. His jeans were slung low, beltless, half falling off his narrow hips. When did all this happen? When did she become the caregiver, and her 19-year-old brother the hapless, helpless, damaged child? Mary yawned. A sad story. Years in the making. It had been happening long before Mary realized it. Jonny in trouble at school, injury, pills, depression, rehab, relapse, promises and broken promises, tears and accusations, and more drugs. Always more drugs. Where was it going to end? Oh, how she hated and loved him so. Mary drifted back to bed, and soon merciful sleep shut her eyes. Good thing it was summer. She could sleep in as late as she liked. Dead to the world. 2. Triangle. The searing August sun streaked through Mary's bedroom window, bringing the room to a low simmer. Mary felt muzzy, the sharp edge of a headache pressing behind her eyes. The air conditioning had never worked right in the upstairs part of the house, and she'd forgotten to pull the shade. So hot and stuffy and gross. These were the days Mary was grateful for her budding friendship with Alexis Brown and Chrissy Sarinan. It had been the summer of lounging by Chrissy's pool, wearing cute bikinis, eating carrot sticks and chips, relaxing in the sun. And if just sitting around ever got boring for Mary, if the conversation ever felt tedious, she'd simply lower herself into the water by the side of the pool. What else were you going to do in the hazy days of global warming? If the planet's going to cook, if we're all going to burn anyway, might as well get a killer tan. Chrissy had one of the nicest houses in town, 3 stories with 2 white columns. The backyard was deep, with a grassy area fenced off for the dogs. They owned 2 huge Irish wolfhounds, Ani and RM, backed by a large area for the pool, bluestone patio, and curtained pool house, complete with bathroom, outdoor shower, and full-size refrigerator. Once the girls settled back there, they never needed to enter the main house, which Mary guessed was probably the idea. So in sequence, sidewalk, house, dogs, pool. Beyond the pool, there was a 6-foot stockade fence that separated private property from the playing fields of the local elementary school. Yeah, Chrissy's family had money. Chrissy and Alexis came conjoined as a perfect pair, so it had been a surprise for Mary to find herself invited into their inner circle. Thanks to Mary, the third point on the plane, the girls now formed a triangle. Mary knew from math that there were different types of triangles: isosceles, equilateral, scalene, obtuse, others. It had to do with distances and angles, where the points sat on the plane in relation to one another. In a perfect triangle, there would be 3 congruent sides, with 3 angles of 60 degrees each. Human triangles were never, ever perfect. Mary's relationship with Alexis